Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can go now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Peace. Today, your hosts are Queen Aduni, Danny Stillwell, and Lolly Mariah Talbert. Enjoy. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Grand Rising.
It's Friday. It's a Friday. Friday. What's that? Living for the weekend. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, look at old cute. Look at young cute in her pink Lolly. In her.
Go ahead, Lolly.
And rising, girly girl.
Grand Rising.
Make me feel all prissy and stuff, you know?
Right.
How are you? How's everyone?
We're doing great.
Very good.
All right, we're gonna do our attendance. Give me let me see what I want you to give me. I want you to create your weekend. So in the creation of your weekend, give me 3 things that you're gonna do or you intend to do, okay? That's going to not the drudgery stuff, but the some of you might have to move furniture and stuff, you know, move your house. But I want 3 things you would like to, you intend to do this weekend that is going to spark your life in whatever way it is.
3 things.
Does it have to be 3?
I
have one big one.
Okay, and we'll just break that up into little parts, I'm sure.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to have my friend from, since was 4 years old, her and her husband are coming over tomorrow. I mean, Saturday. Yeah, that's tomorrow, right? Yeah. And they're going to come over and spend the evening with us. And so we're going to play Scrabble, believe it or not. My friend, she loves Scrabble. So we all love it too. So, I mean, that could be 2 things. They're coming, then we're going to play Scrabble. And we're going to enjoy a wonderful meal together. So
there you go.
Okay, there go 3.
All wrapped in together.
Right.
All right. Mama Evelyn, what you got? What you gonna do this weekend?
Well, it's gonna be a long weekend because RJ didn't have to go to school today because of some in-school thing, and Monday because it's Indigenous American Day.
Yeah.
So we got a long weekend. I'm gonna be there on Sunday. I'm gonna work at cleaning up my room and trying to get some organization in my projects, and I'm going to visualize my studio. I'm going to spend time getting my paperwork together and visualizing my studio and my workspace is what I need. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, that sounds pretty full, girl. I think Sunday's going to be off the chain. We're going to be there doing all kind of activities. Lolly, what you got, girl?
Okay.
This weekend.
3 things. Let's see. One is I'm gonna dance because I always dance, and that just gives me a lot of energy. So definitely gonna dance. 2, I'm gonna go on a date. Okay.
Okay. Is it already planned? Is it already planned? planned? Is it already set?
Kind of. It's informal. It's gonna be more of like a hangout downtown type thing. So
Okay, cool.
but that's exciting. And 3, I am gonna sing. It's not really my show, but I'm popping up to one of my friends' shows tonight. So yeah, 3 things. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Chelly K, what you doing this weekend?
Okay, so I was trying to think of how I could explain this in an Elizabeth way, that I'm gonna be foreplaying to build or start a new career of being a manager for a chef. And tomorrow we're supposed to have a meeting because we're considering doing a chef show.
Yeah.
So it'll be the birthing of a new career for me to be someone's manager. And that's what I'll be up to for this tomorrow.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
That is cool. It's really cool when someone trusts you to put their life in your hands.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, that is awesome. Oh,
Yes.
you do great. You'll do great. All right, Star.
Well, I'm gonna keep breathing.
Thank
was-
you.
that-
Always good.
That will help a lot. I'm gonna continue to get better. I have a little cold. But it's finding its way through my body and out. Maybe I may go to the movies. I'm not sure. That would be the main thing if I could do that. So I named 3
Sounds
things.
fun. That sounds fun.
Wonderful. So for me, I just dropped my husband off at 5 o'clock this morning to Thornetta Davis's, and he was gone until Monday. So guess what? That means I am free to roam around the city with no interruption from Mr. Hale. I got a gig. I gotta go rehearsal. I gotta do this. And when he says it, Pam and I know we have to just back up because he gets priority, But we got the car all weekend. So we are going to see Woman
King.
King again.
Yes.
Mama Evelyn, did you ever go?
No, I haven't
Okay,
gone
we
yet.
got the car. We can decide what works for us.
Okay.
Okay. And so that the movie, I am taking my grandbaby today to the bank to start her own account. She's 4 years old.
Okay.
And they have, back in the day, my day, not your day, Lolly, my day. They would have these little cards and you could you fill it up with quarters. You remember those things?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, or you've heard of those things. Anyway, I don't know how many quarters it takes to get what's the total. But anyway, when I found out my credit union is offering that, I said, that's perfect for my little Mimi to learn and get her own account and things that she do. I'm going to do it around reading because my family, that's I think when we were talking about curses and yeah, that's one of the things is my family doesn't read a lot, and I want to instill that in my grandbaby. And so when she reads, she gets a quarter or whatever the thing is, so that every day she gets a quarter.
Oh, that's nice.
She learned what my son had taught my nephews and stuff was that intelligence equals money. Intelligence, education equals money. Your value whether you get that job or not, your value is up there when you're educated and reading. You can't get educated without reading, being able to read. And even if you do it like, I'm just natural at doing this, even at doing hair, I'm natural at doing hair, but if you can't read to understand what you're working on and do your research and stuff, then that's kind of a negative on your total understanding of hair, natural hair. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to the Sister Circle Sunday. Yeah, that's cool right there. So that's where my, and I might go out if I find somewhere to go because I have the car.
You're right.
That's might go. Chelly K, are you performing this weekend? Oh man.
Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Nope.
Oh,
I
maybe
got
we
rehearsal.
can
I have
go and see DVD.
Oh, I need to do that. I have
You
my
can do
heart.
that this
She's on
weekend.
my heart.
Yeah.
She's on my heart as well as Twyla.
Twyla. I don't remember.
Twyla Meyer. Bill
I'm-
Meyer's wife.
Oh, Bill Meyer's wife. Yes. Is she awake?
I don't
She
think so.
alert? Yeah.
I know I can't. I know I can't see her, but I just been praying for her.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get together and see how we can do that because her name popped up on something and I looked for it and it wasn't, I couldn't find it. So it must be just that
Mm.
because it did say DVD. I know that it said that. Then I went to look for it and it was not there. So, yeah, a little manifestation from the spirit,
Mhm.
you know, right in your, you know, all of a sudden you see something and you don't see it anymore.
Yep. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Darcia, we were saying, sharing what 3 things you plan to do this weekend that's going to really, you know, give you joy. You want to pop on? Okay. Well, thank you. Anyway, whenever you pop on, then we'll get back with you. Lolly, what you got for us this morning?
Okay.
This grand rising day, shall I say? We don't mourn.
Right. No morning here. So it was interesting because yesterday I was having a conversation with this guy who had a lot of money. And I was talking about greed. Because I was speaking on urban communities and then I mentioned capitalism, which can be a good thing, but oftentimes becomes a bad thing because people get greedy. And so I was having this conversation about how it impacts our communities and different things of that nature. And it's even funnier, ironic, coincidental, whatever you want to call it, because I picked up this book that I've been reading on and off, All About Love by Bell Hooks.
Mm-hmm.
And chapter 7 is called Greed. So it touched on exactly what I was talking about, which I thought was cool because it kind of validated my direction of thought, but also because it went into more detail. Of course, I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but there are a few things that really stood out to me that I think we could think about moving forward. So first, I'll start off with the quote that is on the first page, and it says, "The fading away of greed and hatred is the foundation for liberation. Liberation is the sure heart's release, an understanding of the truth so powerful that there is no turning back from it." That was a quote by Sharon Salzberg. And I'm just going to read a little bit more. So, although we live in close contact with neighbors, masses of people in our society feel alienated, cut off, alone. Isolation and loneliness are central causes of depression and despair. Yet they are the outcome of life in a culture where things matter more than people. Materialism creates a world of narcissism in which the focus of life is solely on acquisition and consumption. A culture of narcissism is not a place where love can flourish. The emergence of the me culture is a direct response to our nation's failure to truly actualize the vision of democracy articulated in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Left alone in the me culture, we consume and consume with no thoughts of others. Greed and exploitation become the norm when an ethic of domination prevails. They bring in their wake alienation and lovelessness. Intense spiritual and emotional lack in our lives is the perfect breeding ground for material greed and overconsumption. In a world without love, the passion to connect can be replaced by the passion to possess. While emotional needs are difficult and often impossible to satisfy, material desires are easier to fulfill. Our nation fell into the trap of pathological narcissism in the wake of wars that brought economic bounty while undermining the vision of freedom and justice essential to sustaining democracy. And then I'm gonna kind of push forward into what we can use. So fixating on wants and needs, which consumerism encourages us to do, promotes a psychological state of endless craving. This leads to anguish of spirit and torment so intense that intoxicating substances provide release and relief while bringing in their wake the problem of addiction. In Stanton Peele's useful book, Love and Addiction, he makes the insightful point that addiction is not about relatedness. Addiction makes love impossible. Addicts are primarily concerned with acquiring and using their drug, whether it be alcohol, cocaine, heroin, sex, or shopping. Hence, addiction is both a consequence of widespread lovelessness and a cause. Only the drug is sacred to the addict. Relationships of intimacy and closeness are destroyed as the addict individual participates in greedy search for satisfaction. Greed characterizes the nature of this pursuit because it is unending. The desire is ongoing and can never be fully satisfied. So that was a lot. But I think for me, the key takeaway in my life is being careful of when I'm becoming materialistic and really putting money and things as the priority. I forget about my relationships with others and how important that is to me, how rich I am because of my relationships, how blessed I am because of the people around me, not because of the things I have. And it's really easy to be like, even now it's a little bit tight for me, and my mom is going through some financial things, and there's a lot of people around us who are dealing with financial struggles. That's life at the moment. But it doesn't decrease our value. It doesn't make us less than. We still have wealth. We still have wealth, and we need to be able to look around us and not be like, okay, I don't have money, so I'm upset. I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna be dreary. I'm gonna mourn. I'm gonna feel like I can't exist unless I get this money, unless I get these things, this car, this whatever. And a lot of times that we have to stop and realize, whoa, we're being a little greedy because we don't have to have any of these things. Mm-hmm. So let's continue to develop love. And in our love, we will see that we can be grateful for the things we have, and we may be able to acquire more, but the priority is the love that we have for others in our relationships. So, yeah.
Oh, that was a wonderful sharing. Thank you so much, Lolly.
Yes. I did want to ask, though, kind of a conversation starter, because it's easy for us to say all the good things that we do, but sometimes it's hard for us to bring up where we're flawed. Okay. And so I want
confession time.
Confession time. I want us to take a moment, though, and think about maybe one way. It doesn't have to be a lot of ways, but one way that we've been expressing greed or dissatisfaction, not having gratitude for the things that we have or the people that we have. Is there a moment or a time where you realize I'm being a little greedy right now?
I would say so.
Okay.
And it's only because I didn't have the understanding of why I was like that, like with my family. Um, I didn't really want to be in it, and I didn't know why. Um, I don't remember a lot about my childhood because, well, I was living in a cave, so to speak, in my mind, and I didn't want nobody to know I was in there. Um, what was the question?
The question is basically you could give an example of a time where you were showing the greed. You were expressing greed instead of gratitude.
Oh, okay.
Precious.
Yeah. I wouldn't allow anybody to help me. I would rather suffer within myself and allow the people that love me to watch me suffer because I would not ask them for help. And like, let's say, for instance, a person that takes their own life, and then the people that love them feel bad because they felt like they should have seen it. But that's not always the case. You, if I would have been able to take my own life and allow my family to feel that way, that's being very, very selfish. And it would make them feel like, why didn't I see it? But if I never say anything, if I always have the facade that I'm okay, because we could be good actors when we're, in that way in our mind, that would be an example of being really selfish to the people that love me and that I love, because I'm focusing more on myself than them in that aspect.
Oh, wow. That was great.
Wow.
Oh,
Did I answer the question?
yeah.
You did. I think you did. I think it's what I took from it was the idea of selfishness in your relationships. And it doesn't allow, it's just what Bell Hooks was explaining, when you're being greedy, when you're being selfish, it doesn't allow for love. So the people around you who love you and want to help you can't help you because they don't know.
Yeah.
So definitely, yeah. I got that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yes. Thanks for sharing that. That's good.
Wow.
Go ahead, Deetra.
Oh, no. It's so interesting. I'm sitting here thinking, I never really see myself in that position. I'm very, as far as gratitude, that's normally where I stay. So I can't even think of any time when I'm not showing that or being that, being just gracious for everything, breath, life. Because even with my children, that's been 20 years, I've always wanted them to know to be thankful, even for the trees that give us oxygen, because it's something as simple as that. No, it's not simple. It's very major for sure. But I think I stay in a thankful space, and I think everyone around me normally would say that about me. People that are close to me know that I'm always thankful, always. But it's a good question, though.
Ashe. Very good. Mama Evelyn. Come to the altar, girl. Come on to the altar.
I have to piggyback on Sister Deidre. I think I'm more always doing for others and leaving myself out. That's what I was doing. And just for instance, just really something simple. I get up in the morning. Like I said, I get up in the morning, I take care of me first. The cats be like, we hungry. We going to eat now. No, I'm going in here and I'm going to meditate first. and then I'm gonna get my tea, and I'll take care of you when I take care of you. But yeah, and saying no to the other two loves in my life in this house.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm gonna visualize that studio so that I'm accessible, but not so accessible, not right in the next room accessible. I'm like a few feet away and can't get there as quick as you want me to. So yeah, I think, putting myself first and realizing it's okay. It's okay. Because if I don't take care of me, I feel I have felt my cup depleting, or, like only being like this full and like trying to give and help. And it's like, no, I can't do that anymore. You can't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say something in
Mhm.
reference to what Mama Evelyn said? In taking care of yourself first, there's an example of like when a lifeguard goes out to save someone and they're in the midst of a storm and they're coming up on this big pole and it's evident that they're going to hit it. So the lifeguard turns the person that he's saving towards the pole so that they will hit it and not the lifeguard. Because if the lifeguard gets hurt, they both go down. So that's why, like what Miss Evelyn said, it's important to take care of yourself first. Because if you ain't got nothing in your cup, what's left to give? So then if you start taking away pieces of yourself, then you are no longer who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be very damaging.
So I want to throw this question in the midst of that, based on what Lolly shared about greed. That's not greed. That's just taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Greed is when you have it all and you want it no matter what, at the expense of whoever and whatever the timing is. It may not be your time for that, but you want it so bad that you begin to covet something that's not yours. So I think that's what we do. And that could be something small. It don't have to be major, but sometimes we're greedy when our stomachs are full and we just gotta eat the rest of that. And when we could have given it to someone else, just things like that. So Lolly, where's your greed? Since that came to your hands.
Yeah. I find in many different ways, I find myself being greedy. One recently, well, I have a car and I'm grateful for my car. My car is very old. It's it's got some issues, and I'm like, well, I need a new car because this is not working, and that's messing up, and I can feel like it's about to mess up, and I just need a new car, and I don't like that. This is a junk. This is whatever. This is that, and I'm just going off about this car that gets me to work every day. And I'm going off about this car that gets me to my family's houses. And I'm going off about this car that has working heat. So I'm over here talking about how I need a Jeep Wrangler when I got this 2008 Jeep Patriot. And I still have what I need right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. And even like sometimes, there are opportunities to perform or whatever, and somebody else gets the opportunity, and then I'm like, well, I should I should be the one, blah blah blah, in my head sometimes, not all the time. I'm not that bad with it, but sometimes I have those moments, and I have to realize, you know what? Everybody deserves their opportunities. And this particular one isn't mine. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But for me to, it's about me. It's about me. It's what I want. It's what I need all the time. And it's like, whoa, hold on. be grateful for what's going on right now. Okay, because something for you will come when it's supposed to. And I find I have to catch myself often. I have to catch myself sometimes with that. So that's where my greed comes in. And then sometimes food, yep, because I like to eat. And if, especially if it's vegan, you got a little extra vegan food, I'm gonna take an extra plate.
Yeah, because they come so far in between, you know. Oh, they're cooking vegan? Oh my God,
Yeah.
they're good and it's good. Oh yes, can I have some extra? Can I take some home?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, well, that's so cool.
Oh my God, talking about food, it wasn't really vegan food, but it's when a few years ago, well, years ago when myself and my friend Deb, we used to do the Festival of Trees. Everybody know what the Festival of Trees is?
Is that for that's not
That's
for holiday,
where
Christmas?
that's where they used to have it. What do they call it? Cobo Hall is not called Cobo Hall now. What is it called? But anyway, down there they used to have anyone, you, me, anyone could decorate a tree that would be sold. Somebody would buy it. They would come and view the trees and somebody would buy the trees and it would be already decorated for their home. And I remember going to the gala, the night before it opened up for the public, and all of the people who had money were there, right? Talk about rude, entitled. And then some of us came in there and we were performing, and you saw them. It was a gospel group, and they walked out with, how you take a plate home.
Yeah.
That's not the place you take a plate home, people, and it was like plates of shrimp, because they had shrimp and, just really good food. And they were taking plates home. Deborah, she's the one that invited them, and she was so embarrassed. Oh, like, gee, that's not where you take the plate. People, you don't do that. That's really tacky. But that was greed. That was, oh, well, I see this, I don't usually have this, so I'm gonna. It was.
It was not pleasant for you, was it?
No. And then you had the people, bumping into you with their glass, and they don't say excuse me. I say, excuse you. Yeah. And then it just got to be not worth doing that thing anymore, because it was just, they were too far out and they were too cliquish and not open to new ideas, because they had their way of doing things. Like, okay.
Well, we're not going to let greed take over this weekend.
Nope.
And when we see it coming up, we just have to grab it and just switch it around. Just like, am I being greedy? Am I being greedy? Even in conversations, you could be I could have a conversation with my husband, and it's so, yeah, I'm so determined that I'm going to get my point across. That could be a form of greed, because it's already over. No, it's all about me. Wait, I have a song that's called "It's About Me," right? And so, Lolly, when you were talking, I was thinking about some people, because I want it to be a ring in people, where they jamming on, it's about me. It's about me. Some sisters in particular, I don't want them saying that. They don't need to say their husband's gonna like, I hate that song. Because she playing it all about, and it's from the greed side. It's not from the I deserve and it's time for me. It's not from that side. I'm gonna have to have a doggone class on it's about me. How about that? All right, let's have a class. You greedy sisters, get your butts on this. You inconsiderate. It's about me. Go over that side. You who don't get anything done for yourself, you come on this side. I want you to practice that because they got it down. They got it down pat over here. Over here, y'all need to rise up. It's about me. It's about me. It's about me. Sandra, you want to share any of your areas of of greed, or you and Empress, you want to share about that, or the 3 things that you intend to do this weekend that will make sure that you have a wonderful weekend? What are those 3 things? So if either one of you want to share, I'll give a second, and then otherwise we'll move on.
Good morning. This is Sanji.
Yeah, you
Hi,
made it.
Sanji.
Okay, now you can see me. First of all, I think, earlier, we were talking about money and, how that's not the means to come to an end of anything. But, my focus would be to pay bills. That's my number one priority. And in my mind, just doing that leaves little funding left for anything else for my social life.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, after I pay the bills on the weekends, I normally just sit at home, watch television. I have a daughter in college. She's at Central Michigan. So a lot of my funds go to her as well.
Mm-hmm.
And to my 15-year-old who's at that stage when she just wants everything
Everything.
technical.
Yes.
It kind of, it puts a damper on things because she's, said before, I'm the worst mother ever because I can't buy her stuff. But, I've learned to take it as she says it and just move on. Because I used to argue with her back and forth, but I don't do that anymore. I just hear her out and I say, okay, I understand. And case closed. So yes,
Wow.
so financially, as long as I can do what I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
then that'll, it'll make me content. I can't say necessarily happy, but just satisfied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Mm.
Being content with what is, and yeah, I want to apologize for your daughter for her being ignorant in the sense of not having, being, there you go.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, greedy, and and just
Mhm.
not appreciative of what you have done. Thank God for that. What you do, we don't have to depend on what we give out. We don't have to depend on receiving it from them. That God has other ways, to
Mhm.
bless us from other people. Someone else will come up and do for you. Yeah, yeah. So I say, well,
Yeah, and I was blessed in a way to where's my oldest daughter, who's at Central Michigan, she's got a full scholarship for grad school,
oh yeah, see,
and she could go anywhere in the country she wants to go, and it's all paid for.
see,
Mhm.
yes, yes,
Good.
yes. That's
Yep.
wonderful. That's
So that
wonderful.
struggling is paying off.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. So
Can I say something
yeah.
to Ms. Sanji? Um, I don't know if you know this, and your children probably don't know this, but they, in order for them to enter this world, they had to choose which body they wanted to come through. They had to choose their mother and they had to choose their father. So they chose you. They probably don't know it. They chose you. And I could say this, God does not always agree with their choice. And I say that because I have this pretend daughter, and God showed me that when she was still a spirit and she was choosing, she looked at me, and God said, no, she will fight that with everything that is in her. So no, she's not the one. So, so remember that your children chose you, and what you're putting inside them, they will come to know when they get older and they really understand or overstand that mama was right. Because they're going to be mad now or they're going to be mad later.
Mhm.
So it's better to be mad now with somebody that loves them than to be mad later with somebody who doesn't, because the one who loves them didn't teach them or they didn't listen. So just know that she'll be all right. She'll be okay.
I am really hoping so. I am. I'm, gonna just do my best. That's all I can do. It's just, do my best.
Yeah.
You should make a song for that. So whenever she does that, say, I'm doing my best. Doing my best.
Right, right, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
she can say, oh, mom is crazy. Let me leave her alone.
exactly, because when they see it, something doesn't bother you anymore, and that you
Mhm.
turn it into a song and turn it into a dance. So,
Yeah.
okay, I can't convince you, so I'll just joyfully agree with where your head is, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
just celebrate, because people, they lash out because they're hurt. They don't understand something, and so if they can throw that on somebody else, and that somebody else takes it, then they're going to always throw it at you. When it doesn't bother you, when they see, because you've done a wonderful job, you've blessed and everything else, and then usually when a kid gets everything, when it's not there for them, then they start becoming a little,
But Sister Donnie, here's where I have fallen into that trap.
uh-huh,
I want to give my kids everything that I didn't have
yeah,
growing up.
Mhm.
yeah,
I hear so many people tell me that I want their lives to be better, than mine. So I just try to satisfy everything. And then it comes to the point to when I can't do it,
yeah,
then all of a sudden I'm the worst mother.
yeah, yeah,
I have a question.
yeah.
So they have classes for alcoholics, drugs, divorcees. To me, I would love to have a class for parents that's traumatized by their adult kids or by their kids, because I feel like I need some help
Mm-hmm.
with my adult kids that are so not thankful that I raised them as a single parent, and I get more backlash from them of what things I didn't do for them as kids, but they're completely adults, never, healthy, married with kids, but they still turn, whenever things go wrong, they turn around and say, well, it's because you didn't, we moved a lot, mom, or we had to go to different schools, mom, and that's why I'm the way I am now. And I would love to have a class or to get parents together who's traumatized from their kids.
Oh,
Right. Guilt. They make us feel guilty.
Yes, yes.
mm-hmm. I
And
And I
see,
feel they need to sit in and listen. They need to hear us, how we feel, that what we went through trying to raise them, and we sacrificed our lives trying to raise them to get them to be adults, and now that they're adults, they're backlashing with such negativity, and they need to hear from parents how we feel or what they're doing to us.
yeah,
and not only that, they need to learn that where they are in their life is because of the choices they made.
Yes.
I mean, you raise them and you teach them, but you can't do anything about the choices that they make.
Yes.
That's why, it's said that you train up a child in the way that he should go. and then they have to make their own choices. You can't, I mean, you're their mother forever, yes, but they grown now. You're not changing diapers anymore. That's their job if they ever get kids. And you don't have to sit in a wheelchair when they leave and just rock and worry because you know what you taught them. And you sometimes they just have to get hit in the head with a brick. And and
Yes.
there's nothing you could do but pray and say, okay, Lord, they didn't listen, they got hit in the head. Just take care of them. That's all you could do.
And then
Some
those
kids
things,
are stubborn forever.
and those things that did happen and they blame it on you, it's like, well, why didn't you make a different choice around it? You were
I
in
can't.
control in that moment how you were going to how it's going to occur to you. You know, if one, and each child is different, each of us are different. Some are more outgoing, and so they will say, nigga, I will cut your weenie off if you mess with me. And then another one will be like just, you know, submissive, feel like they don't have a choice, don't know what to do because they're not loud. You know, so you have those two things, or many things, the personalities of the children, and you know, all of that. My niece goes through it, as she says, because she was going to make sure that she bought her kids everything that her mother didn't buy her. You know, and now they show ungratefulness and
resentment.
those, and and all of those, but you know, they'll learn.
I can't speak on it from a parent's perspective because I'm not a mom. But I can speak on it as a daughter and as someone who enjoys people watching and psychology. I think I'll say a few things. One, as much as we want to give, I feel like sometimes it can be a form of greed, especially when it comes to parenting, just simply because we want all of these things for our younger self that we can't give to our younger self. So we give it to our younger selves that are birthed.
Yeah.
And it becomes, you know, a constant funnel of, okay, material things, you get this, I'm gonna sacrifice everything I need to give to you because I needed this, I wanted this when I was younger, so you have it. And so I think it allows for the child to be entitled. I can speak on this from my perspective. I was a little bit more of a grateful child than some of my other siblings. My youngest sibling to this day, ooh, baby. But but I can speak on it just simply not understanding gratitude for where we are in this moment, not understanding. I knew my mom was struggling, but I'm like, I want to do this. I want to go on this field trip. I need my hair done. I should get my hair done. I even brought up, like, you know, my mom would get her hair done sometimes, but we wouldn't get our hair done. And I'm like, well, I should be getting my hair done too. And I was so upset about it. And I was talking about how I don't even know what I was talking about, something about hair being holy in the Bible. So I should be able to.
That's your crown of glory.
Like, I was really going in and I really truly felt like I deserved these things. And it's not until I got older that I had to understand, like, sometimes it's not something that I'm able to get, but it doesn't mean that I'm not loved. It didn't mean that I wasn't cared for. It didn't mean that my mom didn't care about my hair. She just wasn't able to pay for it. And she should have been able to take care of herself too. It wasn't just about me. But I think we all could use therapy in some way. We all need to continue to have conversations. And I don't think it's going to ever be easy because young people have a lot to learn from their parents, of course, but I think parents have a lot to learn because they're going to learn it from their children. And their children sometimes be saying some off the wall stuff. I know, because I'm a child. But sometimes you don't want to hear certain things. Like this affected me when I was younger. When I was younger, you did this and it hurt me. And da da da. And every time you did this, I remembered that. And that's why I make the decisions now. Now, it's not why they make decisions now. It may have a impact on their decision making, but you know, it is hard to hear those type of things sometimes. And I think, like I said, opening up those conversations is going to be huge. But they individually, all children, and everybody has to do their own healing as well. So it won't be easy. There's no like, if you got kids who are disrespectful and ungrateful, this is what you do. There's not really a guidebook for that, but definitely healing and conversation is huge.
Well, Lolly, your parents did a great job.
You know, I'm gonna say my mama, she did most of the work. My dad taught me how to not have to depend on people too often.
Was your dad in your life?
He is, but you know, he can be a little greedy. He likes to have his time and he likes to have his own money. So yeah.
Okay.
I want to say, if I'm listening to these ladies about the way their children are treating them, I feel, you know, I'm so sorry that is happening to you. I have a different upbringing. I was sort of taken care of by the community, so it was a village. And my mom, they didn't give me everything I wanted, but I don't think I wanted for a whole lot. You know, I had my Barbies. And my daughter has been very grateful. She's never once really disappointed me. I know that there are some things I can't teach her because she doesn't listen to mommy, because mommy sounds like, wah, wah, wah. And I know it's going to sound better coming from somebody else, but I try. That's what we'll do our cankles, y'all. But in my other women's group that will start up again every other week, it's the listening partners. And I think that if I can, I'm gonna ask if I can share the 2 videos from the Zoom meetings where the teacher, I can't say her name right now, I can't even think of it, but she teaches you how to listen and how to respond. And so that's what we're supposed to be practicing, how to listen and how to respond. And so there could be a conversation around how mothers who have done everything for their children and the children just are so ungrateful. There needs to be a conversation around how you respond to that, so that you're not making them feel bad, but they're going to go away and think about what you just said, or how you acknowledge what they said. Okay, I understand that, you know, you're feeling that I didn't do blah, blah, blah. And there needs to be a way to respond to them to the point where they have to realize sooner or later you understand what they're saying, but really, that's not my problem. How you feel is not my problem. It's not my
You
issue.
know, this reminds me of this group I was a part of called Nonviolent Communication. And so we learned about, you know, just the simplest thing you think you do on a natural basis is really violent, and it causes issues in the family because of just simple things we say. You know, it could be, but it is derogatory or it's something, but we do it just without thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess you can just say, after so long of the same thing, tell them to write it down.
Right.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Just write
Yeah,
it
it
down.
really
Write that
is.
down
Write
in
it
your
down.
journal.
Because you told me
Wow.
a million times you birth, that's your way of dealing. And then, we have our way of how we respond back. But some things it's like you say this all the time, just write it down and just write it down. Because I don't want to hear it anymore. Some things you have to get to that point where you're always checking yourself. How am I playing? What's my part in this? And how we can, and then keep the respect of that. I remember my son and we was going through something, and so I've always allowed Fame to express himself, respectfully. You may share. And we were at the shop, and I was leaving because it was getting heated, and I'm like, you know what, I'm complete because you're not getting it. I'm walking, I'm up the top of the steps. He's not, you're not going nowhere. I turned around and looked at him then, and then yeah, and then he's just gone, and then I just took my hand like this and said, bring it down now. Bring it down.
Yeah.
Now we can have the conversation now, and yeah, and then just feeling what people are going through and stuff, but yeah, keeping that respect going and them not being able to say everything they want to say in any kind of way, because you can share anything with me, but it's about how you're saying that. And and the responsibility that you're not taking on your side of that, and all we can do about the past is say, I'm sorry. I see how it really has impacted, and really that was not my intent for you to like this,
Because you did the best. You did the best from what you knew. From what you knew, you did your best.
Yeah. And
that's
then
what you say, I did my best.
I did my best. And when they fuss and said, and you look like you're going to be just like me. Maybe they'll stop then, if you, all these things you don't like about me, well, you're going down the same road, But anyway, yes, that is such a good idea. And the organization that I'm with, the classes that I'm taking, Chelly K, they have people in there who have those types of classes, just a simple being able to, be in control, dealing with your teens. They have sisters are talking about all kind of different things. Now, in that particular organization, there's probably 10% of us are of color. Everybody else is of not color.
What organization is that?
It's a class that I'm taking about being a profitable speaker. And so people are picking areas like what Chelly K said, if she was to say, this is what I do. I help parents to deal with the conversations of their children, or blah, 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 no matter what age, da, da, da. Or they may say dealing with the communication between your teens, because teens, at a certain age, they start smelling themselves, and they start interacting and becoming men and women and stuff like that. When the girl comes in and she's rearing up at you, it's like, oh, you done got somebody done got in them drawers. There's a way that they come. We know when we start having sex, there's I'm grown. My niece told me, I said, well, why are you? She was with an older man. She got pregnant. And so I said, well, what is it that you see? What is it that you like about him? Because he says, I'm mature.
That'll get them every time.
But baby, you're so mature. Going after her Kit Kat, You're so mature. And because if everyone else is telling her, you're just too young. The way you approach things young. So somebody says, but baby, you so mature. And she just opened them legs, and then here comes my niece, my great niece. But that's what she said. Why do you like him? Because he says I'm mature. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, speaking of maturity, I want to introduce you to my friend. She is a friend of my husband and me, my husband and I, and we love her dearly. She's also a friend of Pam Starr. And this household loves some Chelly K. And when I met her through singing, through her singing. I was just starting to come back out, but my brother-in-law is crazy and crazy fun, crazy loud, crazy aggressive, crazy arguing. He wants to always argue and stuff, but Chelly K has just been a friend through those means always. And there was a friend here that would sing all the time, but Chelly K wouldn't get up and sing. So I didn't know what a dynamic voice you had until Brenda went away. Then you began to sing more. That's when Milton would call you up more and more and more. And I was a little jealous because he wouldn't call me up, never. And let my sister-in-law come up and sing a song. And then Chelly K come back up again. Wait, she did 2 songs on the first set. Now she coming up to do 2 more songs. But I just simply love her. And
Jesus.
knowing her, she has shared some of the challenges that she has had. So physical challenges of that she's really a miracle sitting here because she's not even supposed to be breathing right now.
That's right.
So I just want to just kind of let Chelly K share your background, who you are. You can lie to us. You can talk about who you ain't, because we don't know.
Well, my dad was an engineer at Motown, and he's the one who groomed and taught me how to sing. He actually had me singing since I was 5 years old, when it used to be downtown Kennedy Square.
Wow.
And Park Plaza was Kennedy Square, where you go down and you could perform, and you hope that somebody like Berry Gordy or somebody would see you performing. So we used to be down there performing. He took me. We performed on the Rita Bell show twice, and so I remember that. So anything in I attribute to the Father, to the Heavenly Father, and to the spiritual Father. As far as he's the one who taught me for my singing. But now move forward. I had an abusive husbands that I've learned when you get beat on and you're young and you think everything is fine, it comes back around when you're older. And so that's what happened with me, is that a lot of the beatings I sustained from not only a husband, but from a man who, because I wouldn't be with him, took me to a cornfield and beat me close to death. And I sustained a lot of damage from that now my breathing, my spine, I had to get my spine fused. I had cancer in 2006. I had to get a complete hysterectomy. So it's like now I'm suffering from what was done to me previously, that I thank the Father that I get up and breathe, but it's painful every day. So that was a quick zoom, quick summation. So, I'm a vocalist. I went to school for construction. I used to build houses when I was in my 20s, right when I got married. I had to stop. I have an associate's degree in medical science. I went into that because the doctors kept saying they couldn't find, when I'm saying I'm in pain and I can't move, and they were like, well, we can't find anything wrong with you. So that's when I started studying to medical science, where now I'm able to say, well, I need you to check my AC1 levels. I need you to check for my white blood count to see if I have an infection. I'm able to actually now talk, but I had to I had to do that because they weren't going to do it. So I'm able to now actually find and specifically pinpoint things that's going on with me and ask my doctor to send me to this specialist or to this specialist. And I say that's something that we all need to be able to try to do nowadays, because doctors, they don't try to solve problems wrong with you anymore. It used to be, they used to like want to solve and let me take your blood and find out what's wrong. They don't even care anymore. The only thing that they're going to do is load you up with medication and send you home. And so you gotta be able to learn your own body and try to learn your own ways in order to solve problems. That's kind of like where I'm at now. So open for questions.
You're muted, Sheila.
Chelly K, to share with us about your show. Are you still doing your show now, or was?
I had a show, Jazz Keepers, where I was doing just playing an hour of classic jazz, and then the second hour I would do a little bit of everything, jazz, funk, but I had to put that down for a minute because I'm actually doing my dream, which number one on my bucket list was to perform with a symphony or orchestra, and so thank you, Father. I'm finally a part of the Detroit Jazz Orchestra Plus. So
Yes.
So that's my dream. And then I'm with the Satindials. So now, thank you, Sky, thank you very much. That she's now organized and got with Gwen Fox over at the Jazz Cafe, that they're going to start taking each of us and give us our own day to, and so that's happening. I'm still also with Chelly K and the Jazz Keepers, which is my group. So my time is becoming a lot more where I can't do the Jazz Keeper show because I'm actually doing what I want to do of continuing to perform live.
Yeah.
Doing jazz. And then I'm also doing blues with Bob White Hastings Street, almost every other Saturday. So my plate is full, but it's full in a wonderful way, being full that I can't do.
Bob White, the drummer?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
He's keeping, of doing the blues, where now I'm having, he added like 30 blues songs I've learned, because I'm not a blues, I'm a blues singer. I'm a jazz singer, but he's grooming me into being a blues singer. And, so that's also a whole arena that I'm into over in that direction. So yeah, I haven't been able to do my radio, but I miss it so. So I got equipment. If somebody needs some radio, lighting, all that stuff, hit me up.
Oh my.
Where can we come see you?
The next gig right now, November 6th, is going to be our debut with the orchestra at the Detroit Symphony in the Cube. And then November 21st will be with the Satindials at the Jazz Cafe.
Well,
and this month, actually, Bob White has something. I'll be doing blues on the 28th of this month, so I can post that information as well.
Okay, thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chelly K, what is this is what I was learning. I think Sky was talking about it. I think you had mentioned it before about being a like a jazz singer. If you're really serious, even if you're a blues singer or if you're a pop singer, whatever genre you want to go into, that Brenda was her name, right? Brenda, yeah, that you had to learn like almost, I don't know, some ridiculous number of songs to be considered a jazz vocalist. That like you had to just learn like hundreds of songs that you could say, in order to be really considered on a professional level as a jazz vocalist or a pop singer, and so that you can go in and sing any song.
I don't think it's about how many songs you learn,
Mhm.
because it's you got so many R&B singers that say that they're a jazz singer because they sing jazz, but it's your deliverance that I would say that'll make you, whether you're a jazz singer, because like I can sing an R&B song, but I don't consider myself an R&B vocalist
Yeah.
because I don't feel that I deliver an R&B song like it should be.
Mhm.
I can deliver a jazz song because I'm into the jazz chords and the different ways that I'll probably never sing one song the same way. I'm gonna always sing it different. And that's what I think jazz is, because you're gonna always be on the spot. What's the word that you wanna, that's not the same? Improvisation.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I think jazz is about. Blues the same way, because blues, it's, I never know what's going to come out of my mouth with blues. I feel the crowd. I feel, that day, if I'm, like Bob just had me learn a song called Your Husband is Cheating on Us.
On us.
Your husband is cheating on us. Oh, I said some things when I started singing that song. I was all over the place. So I had the crowd, and I was like, your husband is cheating on us. I need you to check your husband. So it's not about the amount of songs. I think it's just for deliverance of how you deliver the songs, that people can feel where you at, and how, that's, yeah. Because anybody can learn a song and a whole lot of songs, but it's how you sing them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm speaking more of why do I have this echo going on? Anyway, more on the professional level. I mean, you know a lot of jazz songs, don't you? Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, versus me coming in there and I know maybe 10 songs. Then I have a lot of work to do, because when you come in, one, as a professional, it's great if you can read. Can you read?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But see, even with that, I've been doing this over 40 years.
Yeah.
And here it is. I've been doing this over 40 years, but do you know you do Days of Wine and Roses better than I've heard anybody do? I can't even do Days of Wine and Roses. You do a rendition of that. You do a rendition of Caravan. And so, and yet it's not even about how many years, it's a deliverance. Because when you get up there and sing, I'm like, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. And it's how the style that you brought to the table of singing those songs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, Chelly, I don't know if Dr. Feelgood is an R&B song or not. However, you delivered it very well. As a matter of fact, a friend of mine, when I tell her about you, I say, Dr. Feelgood. That's who that, I have to say that. Oh, yeah, her.
Oh my God. I woke up, the father woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I had this beat, and I had this beat, Dr. Feelgood. And I was saying, why am I putting this beat with this song? And so I ended up, this is, back in 07, I ended up going to a friend of mine who was a DJ, DDT at WJLB. And I sung this version of Dr. Feelgood, and I was singing it to him. And he went and pulled a sample of the first part of it, of the Dr. Feelgood. And from there, we created an up-tempo Dr. Feelgood. And then I took that version and I went to Aretha Franklin's nephew, Javant, who does tech music. And he grabbed it and put on top of that the version that I have of my Dr. Feelgood now to this day. Then I wrote to Mr. Ted White, who wrote Dr. Feelgood, and I sent him my version. And I have a letter from him to this day that he not only approved the changes that I made to it, but he highly complimented me, of saying he would have never thought that the tempo that I put it to. So I attribute that all to the Father. He woke me up with that beat. And that's how I got an up-tempo version of Dr. Feelgood.
Mm. It's really nice, y'all. Really nice.
It's on Spotify.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yes.
So I have a question. Okay, so I'm a singer and whatnot, and I'm trying to increase my repertoire. We're talking about songs, knowing songs, and different things like that. So could you give me 5 good jazz songs for a soprano?
Ooh. Ooh, what style do you like? Like, do you like the Ella Fitzgerald? Do you like Diana Reeves? Do you like Diana Krall? Like what style?
I'm more the Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday approach.
Ooh, 2 different styles completely. So, Ella, you have got the Midnight Sun. You have A Nearness of You. You have Angel Eyes. You have, gosh, Mood Indigo. Do you like up-tempo? You like ballads?
I think they're necessary. I like ballads though.
When you say necessary, as far as
Well, I think up-tempo songs are necessary just because people don't want to be bored, all day. And I think they can be fun. So I like having fun with it. But I like ballads because I feel like it's more of a stretch on my voice. I'm able to manipulate things a little bit more and be more free with my
You want to croon.
I want to. I want to. Yes, not only, but I feel like it'll be good, really nice to have some of those that people can just sit back and drink a coffee to,
Then see, you got Black Coffee. It's a tune called Black Coffee. Check out Betty Carter. She has a very up-tempo song called Tight. And you can do Tight and then she do a slash called Mr. Gentleman. So if you put in Betty Carter, Tight, Mr. Gentleman, very fast up-tempo tune that you definitely wake your audience up with.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as a nice crooner song, in a sentimental mood, because your face looks like you can really deliver in a sentimental mood.
All right, here's Chelly K.
Uh-oh.
Because I have the power.
Come on, say it.
Yeah. Is that one okay, Chelly? y'all a taste. How about that, ladies? Oh, that's my girl. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, awesome, awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Pam, I don't hear you.
Mama Het said she's feeling fishnets and heels right now.
That is true. That's what that song.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that was actually, believe it or not, that was one of the, because I've had Bell's palsy 4 times. And I was just getting able, I was nervous of singing because I was still trying to control to do that song, believe it or not. So yeah.
I would have never known.
I would have never known. That's right. Oh my
Yes.
God. Way to work through everything. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Now this one is, one second.
I gotta see you live one day. I'm so excited.
Now this is one of your originals, right?
Dance with me? Yes. Yeah.
Oh, can you see that?
No,
Okay.
you're not sharing right
Right.
now.
I'm gonna share. I ain't gonna be greedy. Oh, it's about me. Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit more about the medical challenges of this world and what Chelly K has experienced at the hands of the hospital and the doctor and all that stuff. How many years ago was this?
07.
Wow. That's our Diva D.
Then I'm calling you.
Look at her.
Then I start to move to your sing body music. Right. Then we got to sway, and then you started spinning me around. Dance with the rhythm and feel the beat. Dance with the rhythm and move your feet. You're dancing and you're moving. Come on and dance with me. Come dance with me all night long. Dance with the rhythm and feel the beat. Dance with the rhythm and move your feet. You're dancing and you're moving. Come on and dance with me. Come dance with me all night long. Dance to every song, 'cause the movement, the music turned us on. We lost our sense of time, 'cause we had each other on. Dance the night away. Ooh, our drifts and moves, breathtaking, and our bodies touches.
Kind of sassy there, girl.
As you touch my hand, we continue to dance, and I'll never, never, never let you go. Got to sway, and started spinning me around.
Well, Chelly, do you know how to ballroom dance? Okay, good.
You're dancing and you're moving. Come on and dance with me.
girl. It's funky now. Oh my goodness.
Looking real nice.
All right. All right.
Yay.
Yes.
That one had me purring. Wow.
Wow.
Wow, that's nice. I love this internet. Thank God we could not have done none of this stuff had we not gone forward into where we are now. And Philip and I were talking about, I said, 20 years ago, something come on, we can figure it out.
Mhm.
Every year they make things more complicated. They always changing stuff. Soon as I get this down pat, then you go to their website and everything is changed around. Now you got to relearn it and figure out what they added to it. And then what they say, go to, you need this particular application in order to do work with this. And then you need, so it's like, it's all crazy. It's all crazy. I said, and just think the struggle that we're having now, and we're going to be here. I'm going to be here at least till 100. And then after that, I told God it's on his good humor, after 100. So I'm gonna be here, and it just keeps changing and changing and changing and changing, and it sends me through a mental
Gymnastics.
yeah,
Ooh.
girl.
Yeah.
No, it really
I
does.
like
Just-
that word. I like that word because when you feel like you're losing it or your memory is going, and then you have to play the game or the fight or whatever you want to say to bring you back in. No, that's not what's happening. You're not going to claim that, blah, blah, blah. And then you look at the habits that you have created over all these years that you figured you'd be able to break that when you got certain age or, blah, blah, blah.
Right. It's interesting too, because now I'm calling on my son to help me with this technology because this is something new. And I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. And
Right.
I was like, explain this to me. And he said, okay, Ma, I help you out.
Yeah. And then the whole language, the language has changed because the young people speak in codes.
Yes.
And things that we used to say mean something different now.
Right.
We don't say that, Ma. We say this, and no, because that means, and it'll be something that's not positive or in it,
Right.
And you're like, no, I'm not getting older. No, I'm not going there. No. I'm young at heart. I'm young in my brain. And
Right.
Father, give me a spirit of blah, 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 So, yeah, so that is matter of fact, I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that Chelly K sings this song by Nancy Wilson. What's the name of that song? Philip plays it for you.
When October Goes.
Oh my goodness. That's not anywhere on here, is it? On
Yes.
the internet.
Mhm.
With Philip
Not,
playing
not me and Phil's version. Not me and his version.
it?
I know. No.
Oh, he loves that song with her. But
Oh,
she
I
sings
love him doing
the
it.
heck out of that song. When October goes. Matter of fact, I saw when I heard you sing that song, it was to a it was a drummer who died.
It was bass player Hubie Crawford.
No,
Hubie,
was it?
Hubie Crawford. Because when I first went down to Burt's, I went to Hubie and the Bill Meyer and them to see if they can do this rendition with me. They never heard of the song. So Hubie told me to bring a CD of the song. And when I went to bring a CD back of the song, he didn't show up that week. And that's when I got a call from Bill saying that he had passed, and it was in October. So that's when I went ahead and decided to do the song in in honor of Hubie. And then it's like from that point,
Philip played it for you. This particular
right, because Bill took too long to, for me to do it. So when I went to Philip said, I could do it with you. And when I recorded it with Philip, I couldn't believe how beautiful the song turned out. And then Bill wanted to do it after Philip and I had did our version. But now every month, like this month, we faithfully do that song, because not only did Hubie pass, Armand passed in October, and Armand always loved me singing that song. My first granddaughter was born in October. My dad passed in October. So I faithfully, Bill had me to sing that song every October in remembrance and celebration.
Yeah.
So I'll be doing it down at Burt's
Down.
in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
You sisters, you can catch Chelly K at the at Burt's a lot. And if are you Chelly K? Well, you can pull it up Chelly K on Facebook or any of those things.
Yep.
And do you have a website, chellyk.com?
I do have ChellyK.com, but that was more set up for the to promote everybody, to push everybody for the radio. But there's information, my information about me is on there. But on Facebook, I'm Chelly K Lewis. On Spotify, I'm Chelly K. On YouTube, I'm Chelly K. And you could, other places, it's always just Chelly K. But Chelly K Lewis is the only place that, because Facebook won't let me take off Lewis. They won't let me just be Chelly K. Yeah.
Facebook think they run everybody's life.
But I see other people on there with one name and with other stuff, but they just choose what they want to do.
Yeah. I see. Mama Het.
Greetings. Thank you for the gift of song and sound. I want to just ask Chelly, when I came in, I could feel your emotion. And I was just wondering what's going through your mind as you look back at the songs and the videos and remember what was happening at that moment.
Someone had made a statement earlier, and I'm trying to, of saying that we put on like a facade of whatever, what you want people to see, but it's not how you feel. And during those times, I was being beaten by my husband. I was a single parent. I was hurting because I did the video in 2007, but I had cancer in 2006. So I was still going through chemotherapy and radiation treatments, and my hair had fell out. So I had started wearing wigs. So even in them videos, I was, smiling and stuff, but in a lot of pain and depression. So yeah. That's what I think about when I look back and see that stuff. I think it brings, a lot of sadness, actually.
Right. But I just want to share that I felt joy in you. So no matter what, I felt the joy, the sensuality, the love that was in there. And that's what, it came from the inside out, and like a waterfall.
Maybe the part that you're feeling is that when I perform, I set aside my stuff and I perform, I'm about, trying to be able to entertain people. And that's why I've always said music is my therapy. And it got me through so much. And a lot of my original songs that I write is actually what I've been through. Like you go on Spotify, you'll see a song Through It All. And it's talking about all the things I've been through. You'll see another song called Unappreciated. Another
Wow, okay.
a song called Hold Me, because I've always just wanted to be held by a man, not abused. So
Right.
a lot of my songs I wrote that I put myself into, that was my therapy.
Well, let me just say, I felt love and sensuality and joy coming from you. So wherever it was, whether it was in the tip of a finger or the tip of your toe or hiding behind your knee, I don't know where it was, but I felt that. So I'm letting you know that despite what you were going through, I saw and felt that energy. I'm declaring it right now.
Thank you.
That's what I saw and felt, and that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. Much
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, I say, no matter what you was going through, you did your job. Queen, QB. Yeah, I love QB,
Oh, yes, yes.
She told me she's got to be, is in her 80s? Is she in her 80s?
That's what I think. Well, I think so too.
So QB is a sister that she's our elder, and she's been singing since forever.
Mm-hmm.
She does this thing with her butt.
Oh,
where
Lord.
she makes the booty go up and down and up and down and up and down, and then up, dun, 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 and then do, 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 do. So everybody's always waiting on her. Kill me, kill me, kill me. And she told me one day, she said, baby, I'll tell my girls, if you're going to sing or whatever you're going to do up on that stage, you entertain the people.
Mhm.
That's what your job is, to entertain the people. So no matter what you're going through, like Chelly K said, I had to put that I'll pick you up when I come back. But right now, my body is healed. Right now, my mind, I'm free. Right now, I have the best relationship in the world. Right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go up here and deliver to the people. And then I know, Lolly, I know you go through this. Mama Het, you're a performer. You get up and you do your thing, and then you come back, and then it'll still be there.
That's right. That's right.
Those will still be there.
That's right.
All of that will still be there, but that's our release as well, that we get to do this, to release that. And then, because
Yes,
I
that's
pick
true.
it up when we go back, at least we released some, and then we go back and deal with it.
I think each of us should each day take time to do that. Just put it outside the house, out the door, whatever is going on, and
Yeah.
just be free and be alive and be happy and be joyous. Even though we have other stuff happening, put it outside. Just put it aside for a little while.
That's so true. That is so, so, so true.
That's like, okay, like when you're getting ready to make love to your man, you say, look, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go. Don't nobody need to be in here, but me and him. Everybody else leave the house, including the pain, including what ain't peace. All of that got to go, because we got to get busy. So
Yes, right.
get out.
right.
See you later. If
Exactly.
I decide I'm gonna even pick you back up.
Right.
Yeah. I was just thinking about So let's talk about some of your medical challenges. I'm glad to know that you had taken some of those classes so that you can, you know, look out for what they were doing and what they were giving you and stuff like that.
Mhm.
My mom was a nurse and my Aunt Edith was a nurse as well. And then when they would give them stuff, they would look at every one, they would read every one of them.
Mhm.
And then they would find out that this one, if I take this one and this one, it's going to cause something that I have to take another thing for, because they haven't looked at everything to make sure. And so they would, and they say, I'm not taking this one. You can just have that one. I'm not going to take this one. Okay, I can take this. So it is really important to understand, you know, both sides, or have someone that knows things. Like my niece, she's in the medical field. And so when we question things, we'll call her about what I should or should not be taking. But Chelly K, can you share with us this last episode that you had? We talk a lot in this platform about natural healing, a natural approach to life. So could you tell me, share with us, you know, about your family, how the Butler family, that's the side, came to your rescue around this last bout of hospital and stuff, you know, and where you are now in getting your, you know, I mean, we didn't think you was going to be able to sing again, and here you are. Quickly were you out there? Probably quicker than many thought you should. But you did, because you had some obligations that you were wanting to fulfill.
So I ended up being really sick in December, this past December, where I couldn't breathe. And I went to the hospital. They took x-rays and they said I had a really bad case of pneumonia, because they was able to see the fluid and everything in my lungs. They sent me back home and said, if I have any more problems with breathing, come back. So I went back, and that night it got worse, where I had to slide down the stairs on my stomach. I couldn't move, I couldn't breathe. And so once I got to the hospital, they said, before we even check you, we're gonna have to do a COVID test on you. And I wasn't comfortable with that, because really just, you know, I knew that once they say you have COVID, the whole ball game changes. That's exactly what happened. So now, instead of them with me having, because I've had pneumonia before, and they gave me a lot of penicillin in order to help drain a lot of the fluid out. But now that they said I had COVID, they're not going to give me any penicillin, and they're going to pump me with steroids. And that's what they did for 2 weeks. And for 2 weeks I suffered, and I kept saying, give me some, penicillin. We're not giving you penicillin because you have COVID. I said, get the stink up out of here. I need penicillin. I have pneumonia. So not only did they keep giving me steroids, but I caught a lady coming in the room at 3 a.m. And because they put an IV in my arm, but they wouldn't give me fluids. They wouldn't give me any vitamins, no fluids, nothing. They wouldn't even give hot food to anybody on that floor. All our food was gave to us cold in styrofoam. So she came in, I caught her and I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm finna give you some Ender. I said, why are you finna give me Ender? She said, because your medical chart shows and says you have heart problems. I said, no, I don't have heart problems, because I know what Ender is from learning in class. Ender slows down your heartbeat to almost where it, they do it to help for some people who have blood pressure problems and your heart have a fast pace. They give you Ender to slow your heart rate down. I said, if you don't get up out this room, so she left. A couple of days later, another lady come in about 3 a.m. thinking I'm asleep. What are you doing, ma'am? I'm going to give you some, if you're diabetic, you're given, what they give you if you're diabetic, an injection for diabetes.
Insulin?
Insulin. I said, why are you giving me insulin? She said, we have a setup that they're going to give me 8 shots of insulin a day. Whoa. I said, I'm not a diabetic. Why are you going to give that to me? Well, your record says I said, get up out of the room. So I say that to say that anybody that go into the hospitals now, you have to be careful. You got to watch them because they're going to kill you quicker than they'll heal you. They will kill you quicker than they heal you. And if I wasn't on guard, and my family actually, they had a camera in the ceiling, you guys, to aim down at the bed. So even if they draw the curtains, the camera was aiming down at the bed. And I'm saying, why do they have a camera to watch you like that? Only to, well, some people told me the reason why is to make sure that nobody is bringing medication or bringing anything in there to you. That's exactly what my family did. My family sent me stuff in order to help me in a healing way that I took, and I didn't take their stuff, and I started healing quicker. And once I got home, thank the Father through, shielding them, giving me things. My family sent me herbs, elderberries, garlic, things of natural stuff that I was able to heal from, because I was actually on oxygen. They wasn't going to release me because until they got my oxygen level down to like 5, because I was like on like 11. And I had to show proof that I can walk for a distance without having to use oxygen, which was hard for me to do. Even when I got home, I did have to still use oxygen. But when I started putting the peppermint oil, like under my nose, which helped open up the lungs, I started blowing up balloons to help open up the lungs. And I started doing different things like that. They were shocked that my breathing started coming back strong on its own. And they still were saying, well, still just, still use the oxygen. And I'll appease them and I'll say, got you. But as soon as I got home, I didn't, because I want my lungs to get strong on their own. And I would go outside and you try to cough as hard as you can, because if you try to cough as hard as you can, that's getting a lot of impurities out of your lungs. And I would do that a lot, cough out the impurities, and then breathe in the oxygen of outside in order to, put the air back in. So these are the different things I was able to do that helped me, that got me out of the trenches, I would say, where a lot of other people didn't know, and they, how we're losing so many people so fast, being put on a ventilator and not being taught of other natural ways in order to try to work the lungs to get better.
Thank you for sharing that. Oh my goodness, that's totally awesome. I'm glad you did what you did, and I'm glad your family was there and friends.
As well as prayer, because I got a prayer team. My family's the Bells, and I had some prayer warriors and a half that was praying. I feel prayer is also one of the major things that also that the Father had brought through, because
yes.
Yeah, when I called her one time and she's like, either she was on her way to a gig out of town. I'm like, what is she doing? I made this commitment and I gotta do it. And as long as I just sit down before I have to go, then I'll be all right. And she'd go and do the gig.
Yep.
She'd go and do that gig out of, and so yeah.
So I have to sit down. My breathing is still not together, and I can't really too much walk. I can't walk too far because my back is completely, because my second husband hit me with a car and he fractured my pelvis. So now, I'm having my lower back won't allow me to walk. And then I had to have my spine fused because I didn't know I had a fracture in my neck. So I'm not able to walk or dance. When I sing, I have to sit down, and my air, I still have problems with my air and my breathing. I have to still work with. So I'm still a work in progress. And then the doctors still don't know why I keep having Bell's palsy that keep attacking me on my left side. So
explain what that is.
They think that it's sometimes it'll look like a stroke, but it's this whole side of the face that you lose. It's a paralysis that you lose all muscle power, and then everything just droop, and you have no more muscle you can't use in this side of the face. And with me, when I first had it, they still don't know how, they just assume that maybe some air go down in there. Or like when I first got it, I was pregnant with Justin. Justin is 22 years old now. And they said women who's pregnant can get it. They're not sure if it's a virus. They don't know what it is. I'm actually a test dummy for him because I've had it 4 times and it's rare to get it once. And my dad had it twice on both sides of his face. So they're trying to figure out, but I'm taught you can get you have to exercise it to get it back. You can get the TENS unit to give shock in order to get it back. So that's what different things that I try to work with, working with the Bell's palsy.
Yeah, I think I think I had it started when I was little, and I used to get teased in school. So they asked me did I have it. I said I've never heard that they said that I had it. It's just the way I've been always. So
when I look at you, that's why you look like you've had it, and it looked like the muscles have gotten stronger on this side of your face, and the inner part of your jaw is thicker, which make it a lot harder for you to open up your mouth. And you can make it, you can actually, if you put your finger in and pull your jaw on an everyday basis, put your finger in and pull your jaw, you can start thinning that out. If you and do like O, I, E, ah, and you do that on a regular basis, that'll help you start also lifting that up. And then push your face up. When you push up, bring your jaw down. And that'll also help start pulling that side up. And you can get it back going without a doubt.
Okay. Yeah, so cool. So I have a personal private question. You might say, all right, that's enough. Okay. But in a safe space, and so that we can all learn, your men, why have you come across something in your mind, in your heart, or the download from the spirit of why you have attracted, I'm hoping that it's over, men that wanted to abuse you?
I was talking with a psychiatrist, right? And this psychiatrist lady told me that I like being abused. And I thought I was finna jump out of my seat and snatch her.
Yeah.
That I told her that is, and she said, because she said that the men that have been in my life has been abusive. And I can understand because the Spirit and the Father talked to me. Now I understand. My mother was abusive. My mom I was beaten on a regular basis. So it's not that it's my mom who chose my first two husbands. I didn't choose my first two husbands. My mom did. And they were the abusive ones. And then by the time the third husband came along, it wasn't out of love, but it was out of need, because my children and I, we were squatting in a house. And he said that if you want to, if you marry me, then you and your kids can move in with me. So he was out of necessity. And it's really, I've never been able to just have a man that I fall in love with and he fall in love with me. It's always been my mom chose it or out of necessity. So that's how I end up being, jacked up from the floor when it came to me.
That's a good song, girl. Jacked up from the floor up.
The floor when it came to me. And so this time I said I'm completely relying upon the Father in order to bring that right man into my life.
Yeah. I stand in agreement because
Me too.
for you, because you're such a beautiful soul. Only want to help people. And so you've not deserved what you've had. I was so surprised when I heard about what your body had gone through. Therefore your mind go through, therefore your heart goes through and stuff. And still in the heart area, you still was just as lovely a person as ever. So, so thank you. So you're, describe your man.
Oh, what I want?
Yeah, the other ones are gone. Describe your
Yes.
man. Describe that one so we know
Spiritual.
what we're
Number-
agreeing with. We
Number
want
one,
to
gotta
agree
be-
with you.
number one, he has to be spiritual.
Yeah.
No, that's number one. And I'm looking for someone that's a man, a leader. I'm old school. I believe, that a man is a leader. He's the head of the household. And I'm his helper. I'm old school, y'all. So I'm his helper. I'm a dude, and then he has to be romantic because I'm a sucker for romance. Never had love. I look for love. I look, I give it, but I want to give it. I want to get it back.
Yeah.
So, but for what I want a leader. I want a man. I want a spiritual man that we pray together. And if we're out in the public, I don't have to worry about him, running his eyes, looking around because he's happy or satisfied with what he got.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll stay single if I can't find that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll stay by myself. I'm learning to pamper myself.
Yes. That's good. Doesn't matter what he looks like.
Not what, so it doesn't matter race, creed. At least he got to move. One of us got to walk. One of us got to be able to walk. So, at least, hopefully somebody healthy. That's because I think women look out for their health better than men do. And
Yeah.
so somebody that's more conscious about their health,
Now,
one
do
of us-
you do the cooking or he does the cooking?
Either way, it doesn't matter. I cook better than I sing.
Oh, whoa.
Cook better than I sing. So, I can cook. If he cooked, that's fine and dandy, but I love to take care of house. I love to take care of home. I love to cook. I feel like I'm a complete woman, so I want a complete man.
Yeah. Ashe.
I just want to add for you, and you can accept this or not, but a man who is willing to listen to you and wants the best for you.
Oh, yes.
Add that to the list if you want. If you want.
Yes. A good, that would a good both ways. He listens to me, I listen to him. Respect, I think respect is the top notch along with communication. Don't hold it in. And then later on, when you get mad, you be like, well, now that we're on it, let me tell you what, let's talk about whatever bothering you. Like the Bible says, don't let the sun set down in an angered state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ashe.
So that's what I'm looking for.
I want to say, Chelly, that when I first heard, about the things that were going on with you and your body and the things that had happened, and I was amazed because she going through all that and she could sing like that. And I've never seen you sad. Every time I see you, you're always happy and smiling. Mm-hmm. And that is, you don't find many people like that. Mm-hmm. When they're going through things like that, they focus on the pain, they focus on the discomfort, and they don't focus on, it's like Peace said on her Monday show when she talked about finding the deliciousness in everything that you go through. And so that's what I do. I look for the deliciousness. I might be going through hell, but there's some deliciousness in here somewhere, and I'm going to find it. And it seems like that's what you do, because I've never seen you sad. You're always happy and smiling, even if it's a facade. I don't know, but I appreciate you for that, because it's going through what you're going through and not focusing on it. That's not easy.
That's the only way that you can.
So thank you.
If I show sadness, then that would bait somebody in to ask what's wrong, and then I wouldn't want to say what's wrong. So I've gotten good at keeping a smile that'll keep everybody from not asking questions about what's going on. And I've gotten good with it ever since I was little, because when I was little and I had to perform and I was missing a lot of school, and the kids would always make fun of me and saying, why you're never in school? Like we have an art teacher, Mr. Peterson. He's still alive to this day. He was an art teacher for us. Mm-hmm. And he got pictures of all of my classmates, and I'm seeing my class, but there's no pictures of me, because I was always having to perform late at night in the clubs and the bars, and sometimes I would miss a lot of school. So the kids would make fun of me, and I had to always keep a facade up with them that it, what things that they were saying didn't bother me. But, and I got good at it, and because that way people wouldn't ask questions of why I was missing school, or why, if my mom had beat me up the night before and I got to go to school and hide, or what she did. You just get good at it in order to keep people away.
Chelly, I'm sitting here thinking about Job in the Bible. And Job was the one that God said, go on, test him out. I'll show you how much he loves me. Till he got down to using the children. And you know what you're dealing with now. To test how faithful you are, how much you trust in God.
Wow, that's something. Yeah.
That if all the other things, the men, the beating, the eye hawking, all the other things that you haven't shared, around the house, whatever those things are, that if that didn't get you down, you still got back up, you still crawled up, even when they left you in that story you told me about, when they left you out in the hallway in the hospital, just put you out there and left you, and you still came through, So now it's the test of the children.
And that now, if that is getting to me, because with my adult kids blaming me, and they're holding my grandkids as hostage if I don't. So that is getting to me, and that is making me emotionally. That is getting to me. So that's so ironic for you to say that. Wow. Yeah, that's making that he's getting to me that way. So what I've been doing now is kind of distancing myself from my adult kids, because if I don't do how they want me, or what they want, then they're not allowing me to see my grands. So now I've kind of just become more of just working now and staying busy, and because that is getting to me. That is, wow, that's something for you to say that. Yeah.
Yes. So Job passed the test. You shall. And just take advantage of this time to be about you. It's about me. Because I did for everybody. I cooked the kitchen. I made a delicious meals. I do everything for all of y'all. I even fed my husband, my brother, and his 3 wives. I've done all of that.
It's about me.
Yeah, I spend my money on everybody else. Now it's time for me to buy a dress. Yes, I'm gonna spend that $1,000, because today it's about me.
Wow. Wow.
And when it's time to make love, guess what? You're gonna do the work. I'm gonna lay here. You do all the work. All the work. All of it. Okay. Tonight it's about me.
Wow.
And we all need to have those moments where it's like, you know what? Even with drama, people bringing drama into your life and stuff. It could be a stranger and they come, no, you know what? Not today. Not today. Because today it's about me. So I want to thank you, Chelly, for being, transparent with us and sharing your music. And did you want to sing a little note or something, 1 or 2 phrases or something? We usually have the person sing something. I thank God you had the videos, but come on, give us something.
It's very clear our love is here to stay, not for a year, but baby, forever and a day. The radio and the telephone and the movies that we know, y'all may be fast and fancies, but in time may go. But my dear, Our love is here to stay. Together we're going a long, long way. At times the Rockies may crumble, rocks may tumble, they're only made of clay. But our love is here to stay. Ba, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Love it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I want to say that your grandkids know you love them, because I'm sure that when they've been around you, you have instilled in them that your love is unconditional, and no matter what their parents decide to do, they know you love them and they will seek you out later. When they're old enough and they can tell mom, sorry, you can't tell me, I can't see my grandma.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's my prayer. Because my one daughter and her husband had to move here with their 3 kids, and I had to put the parents out, and I had to hear from my other grands that these grands said that, you know, Gigi put us out. She kicked us out. I cried because I had to do it. I had to put the adults out because her husband refused to work, and they were trashing the house. But it hurt that my grands had to feel that, you know, Gigi put us out.
Yeah.
And there's nothing I could do. So I'm completely putting that at the feet of the Father. And I pray to him, you know, that what you're saying too, that my mind stated that they'll still know I love them. And they know that in hearing the argument that I was saying, my argument was take care of my grands. They ought to be in beds. They ought to be in school, that they was able to hear I was battling for them. And that's what I prayed that, you know, they hold on to that thing. So yeah.
How old are your grandbabies?
The
ones that were staying with you.
They were 1 year old, 1, 3, and 6. Going on 7. And it's that 6-year-old that was never been in school, just completely not being taken care of. And she, you know, her heart was hurt because they loved being here. But you know, for me to hear that from my other grands, it hurt. And I had to explain to these grands, Gigi didn't put them out. She put the adults out. You know, Gigi loved her grands, but it's just, you know, that they have to be caught up in the middle like that. It's heart-wrenching to me.
Yes.
Do not set yourself on fire to warm people up.
Ooh.
I like that statement.
T-shirt. Let me write that down.
Wait, hold on. Don't go nowhere. Hold on.
Wait a minute. Oh yeah, you don't say nothing. We might lose.
Don't say, just hold on. Don't. Okay, let me see. Wait a minute. I gotta write it down.
Say it again.
You do not have to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. That's not mine. I found that, you know, I heard that and I'm like, oh, that's so
on fire.
Oh, yeah.
To keep someone else warm.
That's good. T-shirt moment.
T-shirt.
Evelyn gets that credit.
And you know what? It's like that song that Jill Scott sings, Hate on Me. I could give you diamonds from my own womb, and you will ask, why not the moon? Like, really? So, and you know, in reference to what Evelyn said, yeah, you could if you put yourself on fire for them, then they'll ask for something else.
They're wonder, well, why didn't you do it higher? It was just in this area. Why didn't you make it higher? You know, that's that, like Lolly was talking about, greed, you know, and people will use you. But what I found out is that people will make a way. They'll use you as long as you let them use you. And then when you say, okay, that's it, look, tomorrow, they done found another way already. They already had it in the background. They had it, but you was an easy choice. You were so giving. And I'm speaking, when I say you, that's all of us. So giving And then when you put your foot down, then you're the bad one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a lesson you'll have to learn, but I need to move on because either way I'm hurting. Either way I'm hurting. When you looked and saw that, what they was doing and stuff, you're hurting then. And then if you tell them to leave, then you're hurting then. Well, at least it's not in my face.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in my face, and I can pray easily now because you're not, and I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking at it and then having to tolerate it. And then I'll just have to deal with whatever that is around the babies, because they can hurt you with the babies. But like I said, boo, Jobest. You are passing this test, baby. And the goodies is right there. But you know, sometimes you got to go through the clean up. You got to clean up. We got to clean up with our, you know, we're giving, and yeah. And sometimes the cleanup is not as easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so Sister Chelly, Dr. Nicole said that she has some teas, if you're open, that can help with your challenges. She's a holistic practitioner. So we have that resource. If you'd like, I can maybe get Sheila's information so she can share that with you. And I just want to say, when people come up to you to tell you things, you know, they want to say, share have a mirror, because they really talking to themselves. Just have a mirror and just shine it when they say that again, and put the mirror up so they can.
Oh my God. We all need to buy some little mirrors to go. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Get your mirror out. Okay, go ahead.
Now,
Your
say what you
grandson is back there waving, Evelyn.
Come on in here.
Yeah, if they're on the phone, talking on the cell phone, tell them to the mirror, hey baby, let's go to the mirror. Say here so I can see you and you can see you on that FaceTime, and we can all be in the mirror together. That's
Can somebody make a t-shirt with a mirror on a t-shirt?
We can, and they got reflective gear. We can find something.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Maybe I'm gonna put one on my stomach. That's a good one.
And I heard this saying that, you know, a person will notice when your mood has changed, but they will not acknowledge what they did to make your mood change.
Oh, come on. Now that one there, that one right there, Star. That right there.
Yes.
That right there.
Wow.
That right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my lesson, because I needed to hear that one, because sometimes I'm the mood changer. Thank you.
They don't acknowledge. Wow, I like that.
But Chelly, one thing that Sheila and I are learning in our class is that God answers every prayer. We just don't always see it yet, but it's been answered. We just don't see it yet. So God done went out there and found him. He's out there. He may be getting himself together, so he'll have what you need to bring to the table. But
you may already know him.
He's out there. He's
may already know him.
Yeah.
I'm working. I embrace you guys. I would love the tea, and I'm working on myself so I can be as well presentable, and God can present me as, you know, that I'm up to power for that person as well.
Yeah, I say. That being said, I want to share something because of all these vocalists that are on there that Mama Evelyn sent me, and we love our babies, right? So I'm going to share. What's your grandson's name?
It's Richard. We call him RJ.
RJ. Here we go.
RJ.
Can you hear him?
Singing in harmony, I bet she's bragging. So all my friends say you so unique. So when you gonna tell her that we did that too? She thinks it's special, but it's all real. So I was all place. I found it first. I made the jokes. You tell her when she's with you. Do you get deja vu when she's with you? Do you get deja vu? Huh?
Okay, all right.
Get deja vu? Huh? So,
He was singing it to his friend. And I took my phone and I sat it on the couch so he didn't see me.
Oh, yeah, we
Very
have.
good. He is good. He is
Yeah.
good. A
Yeah.
little, The Voice or American Idol or something. He is good. And how old is he now?
He's 11.
Does he take any music classes?
Well, they
school or-
sing in school.
Okay. Mhm.
You know, they sing in school, and he's been singing because his dad, you know, I have issues with his dad, but his dad is a singer. He can sing, he can write music, and he can lay
Okay.
down some tracks. He really can.
Oh,
You know, I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it. He really is. So yeah.
You know, a lot of times if our creative spaces aren't expressed in some way, it causes a battle inside.
Mhm.
But we're not being creative and doing those gifts that we've been given. That's when we sit down and we're sad and we're angry.
Mhm.
When you get back to what you've been given, all will fall in place.
mhm.
Really will. So maybe that dad just needs to, you know, if he could take his time and put that energy that he expresses here and there, and I'm talking to any of us, myself included, that when you find out where to put your gifts, because even that angry has a place, but you got to know where to put it and when to use it, when it's appropriate, you know, when it's the opportune time to use those gifts and those energies that have been given you based on your experiences. It really helps life, you know, it gets a little bit better managed. Yeah.
I say.
Yeah.
Bridget, welcome. Pop on for a second so we can meet you, and then we're out of here, if you can. We met Bridget at the Hug Detroit Day, and she came and just hung immediately, just attached to something.
Oh,
And then
okay.
she and then I talked with her, and this was what was so funny. She kept talking like she's been in our sessions. I said, wait, hold on. I don't remember you being in one of the boxes. But she's an event planner and just a beautiful sister. And so thanks for dropping in. I don't know if you hear us, you walked away or can't come on, but come again. We thank you. Thank
Please
you.
do.
All of you.
Hi, Bridget.
And of course, Empress, you know, she's over there typing in the chat room. That's where she hangs out at. In the chat room. Hug yourselves, give yourself some love. And give the world some love, some hugs, some diamonds, some jewels. Have a wonderful
Thank you, Chelly.
I love you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sweetie.
I'll see you soon.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. I'm going to birth tomorrow.
All right.
Where are you going?
It's a meeting I'm having with the director, with the one who did my video, Dance With Me.
Yeah.
I'm having him to meet with the chef in order to bring together a show, a cooking show.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Queen Aduni. You heard what she said, the cooking show.
I'm a hum.
I'm a hum.
I'm a hum.
All right, y'all. Peace.
See you later, guys.